Listen to me, 2025 is sitting right in front of you, daring you to make it your year. And let me tell you something, you don't have time to waste. You've been talking about leveling up, about living your dreams, about doing something big, right? Well, 2025 is the year you stop talking and start doing. It's your breakthrough year, but only if you're ready to fight for it. I need you to get this. Breakthroughs don't just happen. They're not given, they're earned. They happen when you decide deep down in your soul that enough is enough. Enough excuses, enough fear, enough waiting for the right time. The right time is now, today, this moment. 2025 is the year you stop blaming your circumstances. I don't care where you're starting from. I don't care how hard last year was or how many times you've fallen. You might have been knocked down in 2024, but hear me clearly, as long as you're still breathing, you've still got a shot. This is your year to go all in. No half efforts, no I'll try, no maybe. You got to wake up every single day with a fire in your belly and a mindset that says, I will grind, I will push, I will sacrifice, I will succeed. Here's the truth. Nobody is going to hand you your breakthrough. Nobody's coming to save you. You've got to save yourself. You've got to dig deep and find that part of you that refuses to quit. That part of you that's hungry for more. That hunger, that's your superpower. Feed it. And I know what some of you are thinking right now, but I'm scared. But what if I fail? Let me tell you something. Fear is normal. Failure is part of the process. But do you know what's worse than failure? Regret. Regret is the poison that will eat at you for the rest of your life. You don't want to look back on 2025 and say, I could have, I should have, I would have. No, you want to look back and say, I did. So here's what you need to do. First, set your vision. What do you want out of 2025? Be crystal clear about it. Write it down. Speak it out loud. See it in your mind every single day. Second, take massive action. Third, stay consistent. The grind doesn't stop just because it gets hard or boring. You've got to show up every day with the same intensity, the same focus, the same determination. Breakthroughs don't happen overnight. They happen when you stay in the fight day after day. And finally, believe in yourself. Believe that you're worthy of success. Believe that you're capable of greatness, because the truth is, you are. You've got everything you need inside of you to make 2025 your breakthrough year. But you've got to believe it, and you've got to act on it. So here's the challenge. When the clock strikes midnight on December 31, 2025, where do you want to be? Do you want to be celebrating your breakthrough, or do you want to be making the same excuses you made last year? The choice is yours. Nobody else can make it for you. But if you decide right here, right now, that 2025 is your year, then get ready. Get ready to fight. Get ready to grind. Get ready to rise. This is your time. This is your year. Make it happen. Let's go. The decision to make 2025 your year is more than just a fleeting thought or a casual resolution. It is a deep, unwavering commitment that requires you to completely shift your mindset. It's about standing in front of the mirror and telling yourself that enough is enough. No more excuses. No more procrastination. No more waiting for the perfect moment. You have to take charge of your life and declare that 2025 will not be like any other year. This is the year you take ownership of your future. The year you stop waiting for opportunities to come to you and start creating them yourself. When you make a decision like this, it has to come from the depths of your soul. It can't just be something you say because it sounds good or because other people are doing it. It has to be real, raw, and personal. You have to feel it in every fiber of your being. It's a decision that says, I'm done being stuck. I'm done playing small. I'm done letting life happen to me. This is about stepping up and taking control of your destiny no matter what it takes. The truth is, most people never get to this point. They let their doubts, fears, and insecurities keep them stuck in the same place year after year. They tell themselves they'll start tomorrow or next week or next year. They make excuses about why they're not ready or why it's not the right time. But let me tell you something. There will never be a perfect time. There will always be challenges, distractions, and obstacles. There will always be reasons to delay. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Successful people decide to take action anyway. They decide to start where they are, with what they have, and they refuse to let anything stop them. Making 2025 your year means you have to let go of the victim mentality. You can't blame your circumstances, your past, or other people for where you are in life. You can't sit around waiting for someone else to fix your problems or give you a handout. You have to take responsibility for your own life. That means owning your mistakes, learning from them, and using them as fuel to move forward. It means acknowledging that, yes, life may have been unfair to you, but you have the power to rise above it. You have the power to rewrite your story. It's not going to be easy. There will be moments when you want to quit, when the obstacles feel too big and the progress feels too slow. But this is where your decision to make 2025 your year truly matters. Because when you make that decision, you're not just committing to your goals. You're committing to doing whatever it takes to keep moving forward no matter how small the steps may seem. This decision also means you have to get real with yourself about your habits and your mindset. You can't keep doing the same things you've always done and expect different results. If you want 2025 to be different, you have to be different. You have to let go of the habits that are holding you back, whether it's procrastination, negative self-talk, or wasting time on things that don't matter. You have to replace them with habits that align with the person you want to become. That might mean waking up earlier, setting stricter boundaries, or surrounding yourself with people who challenge and inspire you. And let's talk about fear for a moment, because fear is one of the biggest things that holds people back from making real decisions and taking real action. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. It's all there and it's not going away. But here's the thing, you can't let fear make your decisions for you. If you do, you'll stay stuck in the same place forever. You have to decide that your dreams are bigger than your fears. You have to decide that the pain of regret is far worse than the temporary discomfort of stepping outside your comfort zone. This decision also means you have to stop comparing yourself to others. Your journey is your own, and it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. It doesn't matter if someone else seems to be ahead of you or if they're achieving things faster than you. What matters is that you're focused on your own path, your own progress, and your own goals. Making 2025 your year means keeping your eyes on your own vision and not getting distracted by what's happening around you. Another part of this decision is understanding that success is not a straight line. It's messy, it's unpredictable, and it's full of ups and downs. There will be times when you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. There will be times when you fail, when things don't go as planned, and when you feel like giving up. But when you've truly decided to make 2025 your year, you don't let those setbacks stop you. You use them as lessons, as opportunities to grow, and as fuel to keep pushing forward. This decision requires discipline to stick to your plan, to do the work even when you don't feel like it, and to stay consistent no matter what. It's about making the hard choices every single day, choices that align with your goals and your vision, even if they're not the easiest or most comfortable options. Discipline is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who only dream about them. When you make this decision, you're also making a commitment to yourself. You're saying, I matter, my dreams matter, my future matters. You're choosing to invest in yourself, to prioritize your growth, and to take care of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Because if you're not at your best, you can't give your best to the goals you're pursuing. This decision is not just about the big things. It's about the small, everyday choices you make. It's about choosing to get up when the alarm goes off instead of hitting snooze. It's about choosing to work on your goals instead of scrolling through social media. It's about choosing to believe in yourself when doubt starts to creep in. It's about choosing to keep going, no matter how hard it gets. Making 2025 your year is a decision that requires unwavering commitment, relentless focus, and unshakable belief in yourself. It's a decision to take control of your life, to stop making excuses, and to start taking action. It's a decision that says, this is my time, and I'm not going to let anything hold me back. Setting a clear vision and staying laser focused on your goals is the foundation for achieving anything significant in life. Without a clear vision, you're like a ship drifting aimlessly in the ocean, hoping to end up somewhere good by chance. But when you have a clear vision, you give yourself a destination, a purpose that guides your actions and decisions every single day. This is where everything starts, and it's one of the most critical steps in making 2025 your breakthrough year. Your vision has to be specific, detailed, and meaningful. It's not enough to say, I want to be successful or I want to improve. What does success look like to you? What does improvement mean in your life? You need to paint a vivid picture in your mind of where you want to be, what you want to achieve, and who you want to become. This process starts with asking yourself powerful questions. What do you truly want? Not what other people expect of you, not what society tells you is important, but what you deeply desire. Take the time to reflect on this because your vision has to come from within. It has to align with your values, your passions, and your purpose. When your vision is rooted in what truly matters to you, it becomes a source of inspiration and motivation that pushes you forward even when things get tough. Once you've identified your vision, you need to break it down into clear, actionable goals. A vision without a plan is just a dream. You need to take that big, inspiring picture and turn it into concrete steps that you can work on every day. These goals should be specific, measurable, and time-bound. Don't just say, I want to be healthier. Say, I want to lose 20 pounds by June by exercising 5 times a week and eating the balanced diet. Don't just say, I want to grow my business. Say, I want to increase revenue by 50% this year by implementing new marketing strategies and expanding my customer base. The more specific you are, the clearer your path becomes. Now, having a vision and setting goals is one thing, but staying laser focused on them is another. This is where most people falter. They start with good intentions, but as soon as distractions, setbacks, or doubts arise, they lose focus and give up. If you want 2025 to be your breakthrough year, you need to develop unshakable focus and discipline. This means prioritizing your goals above everything else. It means saying no to things that don't align with your vision, even if they're tempting in the moment. It means being willing to make sacrifices, whether it's cutting back on social media, waking up earlier, or spending less time on activities that don't contribute to your progress. Staying focused also requires creating an environment that supports your goals. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your behavior and mindset. If your surroundings are filled with distractions, negativity, or clutter, it's going to be much harder to stay on track. You need to design an environment that keeps you aligned with your vision. This might mean organizing your workspace, surrounding yourself with positive influences, or setting up systems that make it easier to stay consistent. For example, if your goal is to exercise regularly, lay out your workout clothes the night before so you're ready to go in the morning. If your goal is to build a new skill, create a dedicated time and space each day to practice without interruptions. Another key to staying laser focused is managing your time effectively. Time is your most valuable resource, and how you use it will determine your success. Start by identifying your priorities and allocating your time accordingly. Use tools like calendars, to-do lists, or productivity apps to stay organized and on track. Break your goals into smaller, manageable tasks and tackle them one at a time. Avoid multitasking, as it often leads to scattered attention and reduced effectiveness. Instead, focus on one thing at a time and give it your full attention. Remember, it's not about being busy, it's about being productive and intentional with your time. Staying focused also means staying connected to your why. Your why is the reason behind your vision, the deep emotional driving force that fuels your desire to succeed. When you're clear on your why, it becomes much easier to stay motivated and push through challenges. Take time to reflect on why your goals matter to you. What will achieving them mean for your life, your family, or your future? Write down your why and keep it somewhere you can see it every day. When distractions or doubts arise, remind yourself of your purpose and let it reignite your determination. Another critical aspect of staying focused is learning to block out the noise. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded with distractions, notifications, social media, emails, and endless streams of information. If you're not careful, these distractions can steal your time, energy, and focus. You need to be intentional about minimizing them. Turn off unnecessary notifications, set boundaries for your screen time, and create periods of uninterrupted work where you can fully concentrate on your goals. Remember, every moment you spend on distractions is a moment you're not spending on your vision. Protect your focus like it's the most precious thing you have, because it is. Staying focused also means staying resilient in the face of challenges. There will be times when things don't go as planned, when you face setbacks or when progress feels slow. It's easy to get discouraged and lose focus in these moments, but this is where you need to dig deep and stay committed. Remind yourself that challenges are part of the process and that every obstacle is an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. Instead of letting setbacks derail you, use them as fuel to push harder. Stay flexible and adjust your approach if needed, but never lose sight of your vision. It's also important to celebrate your progress along the way. Acknowledging your achievements, no matter how small, helps keep you motivated and focused. Take time to reflect on how far you've come and give yourself credit for the work you've put in. Celebrating your progress doesn't mean you're settling or getting complacent. It means you're recognizing the effort it takes to move closer to your vision. These moments of celebration will recharge your energy and keep you excited about the journey ahead. Finally, staying focused on your goals means staying consistent. Consistency is the bridge between your vision and your results. It's not about making massive leaps all at once. It's about showing up every single day and putting in the work no matter how you feel. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum creates progress. Even on the days when you don't feel motivated, when the excitement has worn off, or when the grind feels tedious, you have to stay the course. Because every small step you take brings you closer to your vision. And over time, those small steps add up to something extraordinary. Taking massive, consistent action every single day is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who only talk about them. It's not enough to have a vision, set goals, or even believe in yourself. Without action, none of that matters. Action is the force that turns dreams into reality. But here's the truth. It can't be just any action. It has to be massive, focused, and deliberate. It has to be consistent. This is where most people struggle. They start strong, but lose momentum. They take action when it feels convenient, but not when it's hard. To make 2025 your breakthrough year, you have to commit to taking massive, consistent action no matter what. Massive action means you don't hold back. It means you go all in. It's not about doing the minimum or checking boxes just to say you tried. It's about pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, putting in the extra hours, and doing the work that others aren't willing to do. Massive action doesn't mean reckless or aimless effort. It means calculated and purposeful action that aligns with your goal. It's about identifying the steps that will have the biggest impact and focusing your energy on those. It's about prioritizing progress over perfection and getting things done instead of overthinking or waiting for the perfect condition. When you take massive action, you start to build momentum. Momentum is a powerful force. It's what propels you forward and makes the journey feel easier over time. But momentum doesn't come from occasional bursts of effort. It comes from showing up and putting in the work day after day. This is why consistency is so important. Consistency is what keeps the momentum going. It's what separates those who make temporary progress from those who achieve lasting results. Consistency isn't glamorous or exciting. It's not about big dramatic gestures. It's about the small daily actions that add up over time. It's about doing the work even when you don't feel like it. It's about staying committed to the process, no matter how long it takes. One of the biggest challenges with taking consistent action is overcoming the resistance that shows up along the way. Resistance can take many forms: procrastination, self-doubt, distractions, or fear of failure. It's that voice in your head that tells you to put things off, that you're not good enough, or that it's okay to take a break. But if you let resistance control your actions, you'll never make the progress you're capable of. To take massive, consistent action, you have to learn to push past the resistance. You have to remind yourself of your why and keep your focus on the bigger picture. You have to train your mind to prioritize discipline over comfort, progress over excuses. Taking massive action also requires you to embrace discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, you have to be willing to do things that scare you, challenge you, and make you uncomfortable. You have to be willing to fail because failure is a natural part of the process. Every time you take action and face a challenge, you're growing stronger, more resilient, and more capable. The discomfort you feel is a sign that you're stretching yourself and moving closer to your goals. It's a sign that you're doing the work that matters. Another important aspect of taking massive, consistent action is staying focused on your priorities. It's easy to get overwhelmed by everything you think you need to do. It's easy to spend time on tasks that feel productive but don't actually move the needle. To take effective action, you have to be clear on what matters most. What are the key steps that will bring you closer to your goals? What are the activities that will have the greatest impact? Focus your energy on those and let go of the rest. Learn to say no to things that don't align with your vision. Protect your time and attention like they're your most valuable assets, because they are. Massive action also requires planning and preparation. You can't just wing it and hope for the best. You need to have a plan in place that outlines what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, and how you're going to make it happen. Planning helps you stay organized, focused, and on track. Don't get stuck in planning mode. Use your plan as a guide, but be flexible and willing to adapt as needed. The key is to keep moving forward, even if the path isn't perfectly clear. Taking consistent action also means holding yourself accountable. You can't rely on motivation alone to keep you going. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. What you need is accountability. This can come from within by setting clear deadlines and tracking your progress, or from external sources like a coach, mentor, or accountability partner. Accountability keeps you honest and ensures that you follow through on your commitments. It reminds you of the promises you've made to yourself and pushes you to keep going even when it's hard. Another challenge you'll face when taking massive, consistent action is dealing with setbacks and failures. No matter how much effort you put in, there will be times when things don't go as planned. You'll make mistakes, encounter obstacles, and experience moments of doubt, but setbacks don't define your progress. How you respond to them does. When you face a setback, don't let it derail you. Learn from it, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. Every setback is an opportunity to grow and improve. It's a chance to prove to yourself that you're stronger and more determined than the challenges you face. Taking massive, consistent action also means celebrating your progress along the way. It's important to acknowledge the effort you're putting in and the progress you're making, no matter how small it may seem. Celebrating your wins keeps you motivated and reminds you of how far you've come. It helps you stay connected to your goals and reinforces the value of the work you're doing. But don't let celebration lead to complacency. Use your wins as fuel to keep pushing forward and striving for even greater achievements. Finally, taking massive, consistent action requires a mindset of resilience and perseverance. There will be days when you feel tired, discouraged, or unmotivated. There will be moments when you question whether it's all worth it. But these are the moments that define your journey. These are the moments when you have to dig deep, tap into your inner strength, and keep going. Resilience is about bouncing back from setbacks, staying focused on your goals, and maintaining a positive attitude no matter what challenges you face. Perseverance is about refusing to give up no matter how hard the journey gets. It's about staying committed to your vision and doing whatever it takes to achieve it. Building the right habits and routines is the secret weapon for achieving success and making 2025 your breakthrough year. Habits shape your daily actions, and your daily actions ultimately determine your results. If you want to change your life, you need to start by changing your habits. The small, seemingly insignificant choices you make every day have a compounding effect over time. Good habits will propel you forward, while bad habits will hold you back. The key is to design your habits intentionally and align them with your goals. Success isn't built on grand one-time efforts. It's built on consistent, intentional behaviors repeated day after day. The first step in building the right habits is self-awareness. You need to take an honest look at your current routines and identify which habits are serving you and which ones are not. This requires reflection and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. What are the patterns in your life that are holding you back? Maybe it's spending too much time on social media, procrastinating on important tasks, or neglecting your health. On the other hand, what are the habits that are already helping you move forward? Maybe it's waking up early, exercising regularly, or dedicating time to personal growth. By identifying these patterns, you can start to make intentional changes. Once you've identified the habits you want to build, the next step is to make them as easy as possible to implement. The biggest mistake people make when trying to change their habits is relying on willpower alone. Willpower is a limited resource, and it's not enough to sustain long-term change. Instead, you need to design your environment in a way that supports your new habits and remove, for example, if you want to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious foods and remove junk food from your home. If you want to exercise more, lay out your workout clothes the night before and choose a gym that's convenient to get to. The goal is to make the desired behavior so simple and accessible that it becomes almost automatic. Habits also built through repetition. The more you perform a behavior, the more it becomes ingrained in your brain. This is why consistency is so important. Even small incremental actions can have a big impact over time if you repeat them consistently. Start with small, manageable changes that you can commit to every day. For example, if you want to start a daily meditation practice, begin with just 2 minutes a day. If you want to improve your fitness, start with a 10-minute walk. The key is to focus on building the habit itself rather than worrying about immediate results. Over time, as the habit becomes second nature, you can gradually increase the intensity or duration. Another critical aspect of building habits is creating a system of cues and rewards. Habits are formed through a loop of cue, behavior, and reward. The cue is the trigger that initiates the behavior. The behavior is the habit itself, and the reward is the positive reinforcement that encourages you to repeat the behavior. For example, If you want to build a habit of journaling every morning, your cue might be waking up and making a cup of coffee. The behavior is writing in your journal, and the reward might be the sense of clarity and accomplishment you feel afterward. By consistently associating the habit with a specific cue and rewarding yourself for completing it, you reinforce the behavior and make it more likely to stick. It's also important to track your progress and celebrate your wins along the way. Tracking your habits helps you stay accountable and gives you a sense of accomplishment as you see your consistency build over time. This could be as simple as checking off each day on a calendar or using a habit tracking app. Celebrating your progress, no matter how small, keeps you motivated and reinforces the value of your efforts. When you acknowledge and appreciate your successes, you create a positive feedback loop that encourages you to keep going. Building the right habits also requires patience and persistence. Change doesn't happen overnight, and there will be times when you slip up or fall off track. The key is not to let one mistake derail your progress. Instead, focus on getting back on track as quickly as possible. One missed day doesn't erase all the progress you've made. What matters is the overall trend, not perfection. Be kind to yourself and remember that setbacks are a natural part of the process. Use them as opportunities to learn and grow rather than as excuses to give up. Another important aspect of building habits is aligning them with your identity. The most powerful habits are those that are rooted in who you want to become rather than what you want to achieve. For example, instead of setting a goal to read more books, focus on becoming the type of person who values learning and growth. Instead of trying to lose weight, focus on becoming the type of person who prioritizes their health and well-being. When your habits are tied to your identity, they become a natural expression of who you are rather than something you have to force yourself to do. To build the right habits, it's also essential to surround yourself with the right influences. Your environment and the people you spend time with have a significant impact on your behavior. If you're surrounded by negativity, distractions, or people who don't share your values, it's going to be much harder to stay on track. Seek out environments and communities that support your goals and encourage positive habits. This could mean joining a fitness group, finding a mentor, or connecting with like-minded individuals who are also striving for growth. When you're surrounded by people who inspire and challenge you, their energy and mindset will rub off on you. It's also helpful to use habit stacking as a strategy for building new routines. Habit stacking involves linking a new habit to an existing one, creating a chain of behaviors that flow naturally. For example, if you already have a habit of brushing your teeth every morning, you can stack a new habit of doing 10 push-ups immediately afterward. By anchoring the new habit to an existing one, you make it easier to remember and integrate into your daily routine. Over time, these small chains of habits can grow into powerful routines that set the tone for your entire day. Another strategy for building habits is to use visualization and affirmations. Take a few moments each day to visualize yourself successfully performing your desired habits and experiencing the benefits they bring. This helps reinforce your commitment and makes the habit feel more achievable. Similarly, use affirmations to remind yourself of your goals. For example, if your goal is to wake up early and exercise, you might repeat to yourself, I am someone who prioritizes my health and starts each day with energy and purpose. Affirmations help shift your mindset and keep your focus on what you're working toward. Accountability is another powerful tool for building habits. Share your goals with someone you trust, whether it's a friend, family member, or coach, and ask them to hold you accountable. This added layer of responsibility can be a strong motivator to stay consistent. You might also consider joining a group or community where members support each other in building positive habits. Knowing that others are counting on you or that you're part of a collective effort can give you the extra push you need to stay on track. Finally, remember that building habits is a dynamic process. What works for you today might not work forever, and that's okay. Be willing to experiment and adapt as needed. If a habit or routine isn't serving you, don't be afraid to make adjustments. The goal is to create a system that supports your growth and aligns with your evolving needs and priorities. Stay curious, stay flexible, and keep focusing on progress over perfection. Embracing discomfort and pushing past your limits is one of the most powerful actions you can take if you want to make 2025 your breakthrough year. Most people avoid discomfort because it feels, well, uncomfortable. It feels easier to stay in your safe zone, to do the things that come naturally, and to avoid the risks that could potentially lead to failure. But here's the truth. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. It happens when you're willing to step outside of it and face the challenges that seem daunting or intimidating. If you want to break through, you need to develop a mindset that views discomfort as a signal of progress, not as something to avoid. It's time to start embracing the discomfort that comes with change, growth, and reaching new levels in your life. The first thing you need to understand is that discomfort is a natural part of the process. When you start working towards something significant, there will be moments where you feel stretched, challenged, and even overwhelmed. You'll face resistance, self-doubt, fear of failure, and moments when you question whether it's all worth it. But these moments are not signs to quit. They are signs that you're pushing past your limits, and that's exactly what you need to do in order to grow. Discomfort is the price you pay for growth. And if you're not experiencing some discomfort, it's likely that you're not growing as fast as you could be. The next step is to shift your perspective on discomfort. Instead of seeing it as something to avoid, start viewing it as a signal that you're on the right path. Every time you feel uncomfortable, remind yourself that you're making progress. When you take on a challenge that pushes you outside of your comfort zone, you're not just learning new skills or gaining new experiences. You're building mental toughness and resilience. These qualities are essential for success, and they can only be developed through facing discomfort head on. If you always shy away from challenges, you'll never build the inner strength required to overcome the obstacles that will inevitably arise on your journey. One of the biggest reasons people avoid discomfort is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough. But here's a critical truth. Fear is not an indication that you shouldn't move forward. In fact, fear often shows up when you're on the verge of something great. When you're about to step outside your comfort zone, fear is your brain's way of trying to protect you from what it perceives as danger. But in reality, that fear is just your brain's way of resisting change. The more you confront your fears, the more you realize they're not as powerful as they seem. Fear shrinks when you face it. And every time you take action, despite feeling afraid, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your fear. In fact, the most successful people are not those who are never afraid, but those who have learned to act in spite of fear. Another common reason people avoid discomfort is the desire for instant gratification. We live in a world where we expect things to be easy and fast. We want results without the hard work, and we want success without the struggle. But if you want to achieve something truly significant, you need to let go of the desire for immediate rewards and embrace the process. Growth takes time, and the most meaningful achievements are the ones that require sustained effort over a period of time. You need to commit to doing the work even when it's difficult and trust that the results will come. If you're willing to endure the discomfort of the process, you'll eventually experience the rewards of your efforts. The key is to stay patient and focused on the long-term vision. To truly embrace discomfort, you have to be willing to fail. Failure is an inevitable part of any worthwhile pursuit, but it's also a powerful teacher. Every failure contains a lesson that can help you improve and get better. When you try something and fail, don't see it as a setback or a sign that you should give up. Instead, ask yourself, what did I learn from this? Use each failure as an opportunity to refine your approach, adjust your strategy, and grow stronger. The fear of failure often holds people back from taking action But when you change your perspective on failure and see it as a stepping stone to success, it becomes much easier to push past your limits. Failures are simply markers along the road to success. They are not the end of the journey, but part of the process. The discomfort that comes with stepping out of your comfort zone also comes with a sense of personal power and confidence. Each time you push past your limits and take on something difficult, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. This sense of achievement builds your confidence and gives you the strength to face even greater challenges. Over time, you'll begin to see discomfort not as a threat, but as an opportunity to grow. And with every new challenge you take on, you'll become more comfortable with discomfort itself. It becomes less scary and more familiar, and your ability to handle tougher challenges increases exponentially. You also need to develop the discipline to keep going when things get tough. It's about pushing through the pain, the frustration, and the self-doubt. It's about staying consistent even when the going gets tough. If you want to break through in 2025, you need to develop the discipline to stay the course and keep going even when the discomfort feels overwhelming. Another key to embracing discomfort is developing mental toughness. Mental toughness is the ability to keep going despite challenges, setbacks, and adversity. It's the ability to push through the tough times and keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the journey may be. Mental toughness is built through experience and by consistently facing discomfort. Every time you step up to a challenge, you are strengthening your mental resilience. The more you push yourself to take on difficult tasks, the stronger your mindset becomes. And the stronger your mindset is, the more capable you become of handling whatever comes your way. One of the most powerful ways to embrace discomfort is to commit to learning and growth. Every challenge, every difficult situation is an opportunity to learn something new about yourself, about the world, and about the path you're on. When you adopt a growth mindset, you see discomfort as an essential part of your development. You don't shy away from challenges. You embrace them because you know they will make you better. You know that every uncomfortable moment is another step forward in your personal and professional evolution. Lastly, you must remember that the discomfort you're experiencing now is temporary. Yes, it's hard in the moment. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but growth requires temporary discomfort for long-term rewards. The discomfort you feel now will eventually fade, and in its place will be a new level of capability, confidence, and strength. The breakthrough you're waiting for is on the other side of this discomfort. You can't avoid it. You can't skip it. You have to go through it. But once you do, you'll be stronger, more resilient, and closer to your goals than you ever imagined.